the people that you move with. Everybody nowadays is marching in a movement. Some don't like what I say in my song. They march for the right to do what is the wrong. Abortion, sin, is sin. If you're born that way, then you can be born again. Sometimes I really wonder if this world is listening, cause we are not the same. I am a Christian. I read the Bible. Christ is what I'm into. It should show if he has a relationship with you. Take up your cross, deny yourself, follow me. If you are a man of God, you can't watch pornography, can't fornicate, so throw away the condoms. I don't care how much honey says she wants some, even when they not looking. Rep him to the core, rep him in the public eyes and behind closed. Now who you represent? 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 That's what we represent. That's what we represent. That's what we represent. Hey, I represent. Hey, yo, I represent. Hey, yo, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to start a riot, but I do believe the church has been too quiet. The world's busy marching, legalizing everything. What they really want to legalize is sin. Same-sex marriages. Let me just testify. When you legalize that, here comes the pedophile and the polygamist and the one who eats smoke. That you know, they gonna have to legalize real coke, induced birth abortion, anti-life. It's a lawless society, anti-Christ. God hates racism. He hates to see injustice. Question I'm asking, where are the churches? They keep telling me, learn to tolerate. When I say what I believe, they tell me that it's hate. Nah, they keep telling me, learn to tolerate. When I say what I believe, they tell me that it's hate. They keep telling me, learn to tolerate. When I say what I believe, they say that's hate. Let me say it this way. They keep telling me, learn to tolerate. Chick-fil-A said what they believe. They said that's hate. They keep telling me, learn to tolerate. Chick-fil-A said what they believe, and the world said that it's hate, hate. They keep telling me, learn to tolerate, but if I say what I believe, how come it's hate? I love all sinners. I don't discriminate, but when it comes to sin, I refuse to participate. Who you represent? 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 Classroom, grab a chair, please sit. A lot of things you think is cool, God ain't really pleased with. You think you get away with it, cause it's done in secret. But you fool yourself because he always sees it. I've been bought with a price. Yes, I am loving it. God so loved the world, his only son hung for it. On the cross, now I am under his government. Rainbow's not a sign of gay pride, but of a covenant. This is not a hate speech, it's a warning. What they call lifestyle, God he called sin. World is impatient, constantly tracing. Switched up my style to bring it to this generation. You need salvation, you're so unaware. There's a God up above, and he really do care. But you built up a great wall around you like China. You're a perfect design. Bethlehem Assemblies of God for doing this for the community. But I'm not going to leave the stage and act like I'm not very controversial. God never gave me a gift. He's always putting boldness in me. Sometimes it works against me.